Hello, welcome. I am going to run through homework number 2 with you and talk about a number of the key points. And hopefully this will be helpful, and hopefully you'll learn kind of some of the main things that we want. I will try to put up another video about mean, median, mode, measures of central tendency tonight as well. It probably won't be me talking about it. It'll probably be just some additional information about measures of central tendency. So you know my camera's over here, my screen's over here, so if it seems like I'm not looking at you, it's because, well, I'm not. So there you have it. And you'll just have to get, call me Professor Crazy Eyes. All right, here we go. So here's homework 2. I want to determine the appropriate class in interviews. Intervals, if you scroll down here, you'll see that it walks through pretty nicely, quite nicely actually, how to get these classes. I like to say this is a great method. It's a standard method. It's not the only method. Like there's really no reason you couldn't start at 31 and differently and just shift them all up one. There isn't any reason. The rules, the key rules that I'm going to share with you now are these. They have to be inclusive. So you have to have a place for every number. No gaps. No overlap. Equal width. Those are the key rules. I call it an orthopedic analogy. You wouldn't want any teeth outside your mouth. No, that's not going to work. You don't want big gaps. I mean, that's not what you want to get braces. You don't want your teeth overlapping. That's not healthy. That's how you get plaque. And then you don't want like a super long fang coming down. You want to have equal sized teeth. So those are the rules, and those are non-negotiable. Where you start, where you end, changing those, that can be kind of dependent on the researcher. A lot of researchers, they just want to start at multiples of 5. How many classes you have, also dependent on the researcher. General rule of thumb, somewhere between 5 and 20 classes. And that's a pretty big thumb, so just keep, keep it somewhere in there. You don't want 100 classes and 100 data points. That'd be not very helpful, would it? So let's go back now. Keep in mind the whole reason we're doing this is so that we can look at a data set and go, oh, isn't that interesting? Look at where most of the people fall. Or, oh, look, everyone either failed this test or aced this test. Isn't that interesting? I wonder why. So the reason you're doing this is so you can use the data. That's all. It's not academic. It's supposed to be applied. That's what we're trying to do. Let's go back to our homework now. And I'm going to use Google Sheets because I know everybody has Google Sheets. So that's what we're going to try to use. So let's go back here. I'm going to grab this data. Come on, let me grab you. There we go. I'm going to go Control Copy. I'm going to right click and copy. And now I'm going to go to New Share and go to my Google Sheets. New Share. Sheets. Okay, let me try that sharing again. Share screen. And Google. There. And let's see, make sure we have this. Google Sheets. And blank sheet. Here we go. Let's call it Wyatt HW number 2. That way, just in case. And I'm going to paste those. Look at that. It's all there. I go to Data and split into columns. Ooh, that's pretty. And now I need to quickly copy and take all these off. Stack them. Cut them. Control X. And stack them. If I was in Excel, there's a feature there in both Excel and Minitab, which is another statistical package. that allows you to just stack columns, which is really nice for things like this. I haven't seen that type of feature, oops, in Google Sheets yet. It has been one long day. Here we go, almost done. Apologize for the wait. You get to see exactly how everything's getting done because I am doing it. There will be some without editing this. So it's a non-edited movie. All right, now, next one I need to create, let's go back to our homework now. So new share, we were there and we are going to share back to our homework. All right, it says construct a frequency table. Let's just use 9 classes and remember that he already created those classes right here for us. So let's construct a frequency table, new share, go back to our Google Sheets. Right. Lower class limits. And upper class limits. I'm going to start at 30. Next lower class limit is 38. This one ends at 37. This one goes to 45. I'd like you to notice the class width is 7. 37 minus 30 each time. 35 minus 38 each time is 7. And if you subtract the lower class limits, they're 8 each time and 8 each time. I highlight these, drag down, and go to normal forward. I'll just go by 8 each time because that's the pattern. There we go. Now I need the frequency. There might be some fancy way of getting this to count them. Like on Excel, I could go count if and then put if it's between those ranges. Haven't found one on here. There's one that says I'm supposed to be like this array formula frequency and then putting the 2. Could try that. But if it doesn't work, I'm just going to count them. Just like hand count them. So it says array formula, the word frequency, and then where the scores are right here. And where the bins are. Right here. And let's see if that works. Ta-da! That worked. Yay. That makes me happy. Counted all of those for us. Okay, so again, just so you can see, put an extra 0 down there because it went beyond that bend, went up each time, but I'll take it. So you can just delete that 0. Yeah. We didn't 0. Yeah, right. No, does not want to be deleted. So I put in this top one equals array formula frequency. I highlighted all the numbers, and then I highlighted this upper class bin right here. And these are the right numbers. Now, another way you can do this is you can highlight these numbers, right-click, sort them, sort range, hit sort, and you have that going on, right? On the same share still. Right, so, and then you can just manually count them. There's 1 here, 34. 1, 2, 3, 4 go in this bucket, so it counted them right. We can make sure that we counted them all right by hitting the sum. rows. We got 50, good. And we want the relative frequency. And that is our number, we got that number, divided by our total, which is 50. 0.02 is relative frequency, and go down. There's our relative frequency. Now, if we wanted to just make a regular histogram, super easy in Google Sheets, grab it, insert, chart. Boom, change it from a line chart to a histogram, and you're done. You said, well, but we really wanted 9 bins. Okay, go to customize, go to histogram, bin size. Well, for 9 bins, we need our bin size to be 8. Go to 10, delete it, make it 8. Hit enter, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bins. Feeling pretty darn lucky and good about that, right? So that's pretty, but we don't want a regular histogram. We want a relative frequency histogram. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of a hack job to get that to work. I want you to highlight relative frequency, hit control, highlight upper class limits, hit insert chart, and it gives you something that's not helpful at all. We're gonna need to fix that. So on our setup, over here you see it says column chart, stacking none, that's all fine. Or it says add x-axis. You want the x-axis to be your upper class limits. So move your upper class limits to the axis. There we go. You don't really want to graph these, so remove that. And there it is. This is the best you can get. I have tried over and over again, way too late in the night, trying to get these, remove this gap. Like in Excel, I could click on the series bars and I could go to format gap width and put the gap at 0. Boom, I have a histogram. I cannot find any way to do that in Google. So this will have to be good enough. And it is good enough. It gives us the shape and it shows us everything that we need to know here about this. So this is the graph that we're going to use for this assignment. It's not technically a histogram. A histogram would have no gaps and would be continuous. But the limitations of our software, that's what we've got. If we want a technical histogram, we're going to have to go with one that's not a relative histogram. We're going to have to click this again and insert chart, change that over here to histogram. That's what a histogram should look like. You notice that it's about the same, right? It's got, you know, we want to make these 9 bins though, so let's change that real quick. Histogram, customize, histogram, bucket size, and change that bucket size to 10 and then to 8. And there we go. So you know, you see that we want 9. See, this has 1 in it, has 4 in it. It's the same shape, except for this is touching. And that's what we would ideally like. But that's not going to happen in Google Sheets. So if you have a way of getting that gap gone, please put in the discussion. I would love to know. So I wasted way too much time trying to figure it out. All right, so we'll just put our regular histogram down here.